Welcome back, everybody, to Coming Out on Top, the gay dating simulator where I see if I can have more success winning over a man in a virtual reality world than the real one. In the last one, we met a couple of men. We learned that the gay man we met at the bar, Alex, was actually our professor, and we met our new upstairs neighbor, Jed, who was throwing a bukkake party, of which we ended up having a private little one-on-one session because we just made bad choices. So it is the next day. Valentine's Day has come and gone in the real world, and the real me actually did go on a Valentine's date. Maybe I can tell you a little bit about that as we play through today. And we can see, I promise you my date was not nearly as exciting as I'm sure the dates in this game are going to be. You wake up to the sound of your phone. Dun, dun. Holy heck, what time is it? You grab your phone. Penny? It's 7:15 a.m. Where the hell are you? George, did I ever tell you what a caring, special friend you are? And how awesome it is to have someone like you in my life? Okay, send me a greeting card. I am going back to bed. You witty guy. You've got the greatest sense of humor. I am dying. Dying. Oh, you need a favor, don't you? Women. Can't live with them, am I right? And you're so discerning. Look, is this about lunch with your cousin? Oh, shit, I forgot. We have to go to lunch with Philbert, who is Penny's cousin. Penny wants us to date her family. I'm not the biggest fan of Penny, if we're gonna be honest. I mean, everybody has this one female friend that is just, like, there. And this is clearly her. And I could do without them. Yeah, I'm supposed to pick him up at the airport today, but you need me to pick him up at the airport? I'm sorry, George, I don't want to wake you, but I'm at the computer lab right now, and I know you don't have any classes today except for one in the late afternoon. My professor hated my presentation yesterday. She hates the prototype. She hates tanning spray. She hates me! Well, Penny, that makes two of us. I feel like I could be on board with the professor. I guess this is why Jobs always felt lonely at the top. Genius often goes unrecognized. Yes, I'm sure that she's jealous of your brilliance. Well, that's why I need to beat everyone here to the lab before it gets crowded. I'm trying to salvage an old project so I have something to show her on Monday. Oh god, not Campus Mapper. I gotta do something, George! I can't go to class empty-handed! I'll just be here another hour or two. Please, please, please pick up Philbert at the airport. I'm sending you his flight details. Seriously, Philbert is super sweet and nice. He's nerdy too, and socially inept. You guys will have a lot in common. Fair. Penny, I swear I feel like this is all a ruse. Oh sure, just throw two gay guys together and they'll be dating in no time. That is extremely presumptuous. But also, let's be fair, this totally happens. George! What? You just gave me an idea. Oh no. I know what my project's going to be. Oh my god, oh my god. I gotta get to work right away. George, will you please, please, please go pick up Philbert? I swear to god, if she goes and invents Grindr, I am going to lose my shit. God, fine, you know who loves getting up at the crack of dawn? Ian, no, I guess we're gonna have to meet Philbert. Fine, we'll go. Oh, you're the best. You're like my Wozniak, George. I don't know what that means. I like how you think that's reassuring. You switch off your phone, grumbling. You're not going to have much time to get ready before you go to the airport, much less rub one out. He pulls on some clothes. Right, 1 hour later. So yes, Valentines came and went, and I did actually go on a date. Basically, what had happened was, there was this boy. And we actually met in Buffalo. One of the outings that I had managed to weasel my way into going on with the gays in the Buffalo community was we went to this bar where you can actually, like, throw hatchets. Whoever thought of the idea to combine alcohol and hatchet throwing as a sport, I love them to death. So I was getting very drunk and doing this hatchet throwing competition, And this guy was there, who I met a couple of times actually beforehand, in the context of us just kind of like saying hi to each other because we both happened to be in the same place at the same time at some of these gay dinner parties. But the hatchet throwing bar was the first time that we ever actually kind of had like some kind of real conversation. And this was back a couple weeks before Valentines. But since then, we had like had each other on Snapchat and whatever. And on Valentine's Day, I posted a Snapchat from my work because someone brought in a whole bunch of sweets, like cupcakes and cookies and donuts. And I took a plate full of them to myself. And then I made a Snapchat post being like, when you're single and alone on Valentine's, you don't have to share your sweets with anybody, with me and just a plate full of really, really fat food. And this guy Snapchatted me, and he was like, hey, are you in Rochester right now? Because I work in Rochester, even though I live in Buffalo. And the guy from the Hatchet Bar, he actually was just moving to Rochester because he got a new job. So he started living in Rochester only about a couple weeks earlier. And so when he saw that I'd made that Snapchat in Rochester, he's like, hey, are you in Rochester? And I was like, yes. He was like, why don't we meet up and just like kind of go on a casual whatever date, because he had no plans for Valentine's Day. I clearly had no plans for Valentine's Day. And I'm never too psyched about staying in Rochester, usually at the end of my workday, since I do commute from Buffalo to Rochester and back. I try to get back to Buffalo and be like, I'm done, I'm clocking out. Especially because Valentine's Day was on a Thursday, so it was a school night. So I just was not feeling it, but I did agree, and I would be happy to tell you more about what happens next. But first, hang on to that thought, I should also play this game, should I not? You find yourself pacing at the airport. You call Penny. Penny, I'm at gate G, I've been here for 40 minutes. Where the heck is your cousin? He said he's waiting for you, the guy in the red shirt. There's nobody here in a red shirt except for... you see a hot stud from across the room? One that you were eyeing earlier. For the past 10 minutes, you've been unable to ignore his ripped body and amazing ass. A vision of lump-taut musculature bulging through his tight denim. Unexpectedly, your eyes meet. He starts to approach. Oh. You wave at him and smile, then whisper into the phone. You never told me you never told me he was black. It would have helped me find him faster, you know. I was looking for somebody who looked like you. You know what they say about assumptions, George. Anyway, if you ever checked my life is awesomer than yours wall, you'd know my family is a giant melting pot. I had to delete my life is awesomer than yours account because your cousin Julie, remember? Julie was pretty nuts about you. How about just plain nuts in general? She kept posting pics of the fibroid she had removed, saying it could have been our baby. Oh, Julie, she always likes to be creative. You have to admit that fibroid was really cute. But in any case, I'm doing my part to live in a post-racial world. If the only way you can identify someone is by the color of his or her skin, maybe you need to rethink your worldview. Right. Look, Penny, I'm not being racist. I'm just trying to say, whoa, hello, handsome. Oh, hi, you must be Philbert. He looks kind of angry. I gotta get going, George. Bring Philbert over to the restaurant. Ooh, I'm so excited you guys are finally meeting. You're gonna have so much in common. Penny hangs up. He is quite muscular. I see the tight shirt. I like his polo shirt look. That is something I could very much see myself wearing. But damn, those arms, though. I'm George. Sorry for the wait. So, shall we go get your bags? He didn't say anything. The car ride is tense. You sit strapped in thought, wondering what to say or do, not sure of anything. On the one hand, he was the hot guy you were eyeing earlier in the airport, but on the other hand, you seem to be off to a rocky start. Phil seems content to sit in silence, staring straight ahead, possibly assessing threats in every direction, possibly thinking how annoying you are. Man, he really is quiet. Maybe he's just tired. Or maybe he already hates me. Maybe he's thinking of snapping my neck. I should say something. Or maybe I should just turn on the radio. What if he doesn't like music? What if he doesn't like the station I put on? I've got to do something! The silence is killing me! I'll engage in small talk. If that doesn't work, I'll try the radio. If that doesn't work, then God help me. So where do you go to school? I'm military. I don't go to school. Oh, military, that's cool. You can use the GI Bill to fund your education. You think I'm poor? I'm not. My father's a state senator. He served in Vietnam. I'm doing this because I want to serve. I mean, I didn't, well, you know, thank you for your service and all. Don't thank me. I didn't do jack yet. I just got out of boot camp. Flew back to see my mom. Gonna start infantry training in a few weeks. Sorry about that. I had a little bit of a blip. Boot camp, right on. I bet you learned a lot of stuff there. Like, what's the most interesting thing you learned? Yes. How to kill a man with my bare hands. Yes. Well, it's nice to finally see family, right? Whoa, where are we? You linger in the waiting area of a trendy restaurant where you, Penny, and Ian have celebrated numerous birthdays. Phil comments on the menu posted on a glass case. $20 of what amounts a bowl of rice? Christ almighty. Oh, that Penny, running late. Let me give her a call. This is I Feel the Cringe. You punch her speed dial on your phone. We're here and we're waiting. Already? You know, I was thinking you and Philbert would be so wrapped up in conversation you lose track of time and forget all about me. Nope, that didn't happen. That's not it at all. I know exactly how long we've been standing here. He grumbles about sloppy, indulgent civilians at least once every 5 minutes. Overpriced portions for people who lead such boring, meaningless lives. That going out to a restaurant actually excites them. I'm still at the lab, Ian. I mean, George. Gross, did you hear that? This keyboard has serious issues. The G makes the squishy sound each time I press it down. I'm gonna need several showers after this. I don't know how much longer I can survive without my own computer. You better be walking through that door in the next 10 minutes, Penny! Okay, I'm leaving right now. Go grab a table. Did you see that guy in sweats? You know what he could use? A run through the cubicle. I don't know what this man is saying. Remember, my cousin's shy, okay? You can do it, George. Talk to him. Connect. And remember, he's been at boot camp for the past 13 weeks. He's probably forgotten how to talk to civilians. In fact, I bet he's feeling more self-conscious and awkward than you are. You glance at Phil. Decadence to this degree is the sign of civilians in decline. Civilization in decline. Look what happened to Athens. I can't actually even read this man's dialogue. Something is off with me today. Or it's just the way that he talks. It's like the way things are worded. I've got nothing to contribute to this reading. I somehow doubt it. Hurry the hell up, Penny. The waiter sets bread on the table and takes your drink orders. Iced tea for me, please. Oh, hey, I remember you. 3 packets of Splenda, right? And for you, sir? Water, no ice. The waiter strolls away whistling. Phil picks up his cloth napkin, unfolds it, and places it on his lap with deadly precision. Maybe he does feel out of place. Perhaps I should make an effort to converse here. Let's try talking about him and Penny. Phil relaxes a little. She's my favorite cousin. Yeah, she says that about you too. We played a lot together when we were little. We'd pretend we were scientists and mix up all kinds of things in my parents' garage. We nearly killed ourselves when we used water to put out a sodium fire. The garage burnt to the ground. Oh, yeah, you know, childhood arson. That's always fun and nice and sweet. I'm really glad we had this conversation. You hear a shriek behind you. Oh my god! Ah, hi, Penny. Phil gets up. They hug awkwardly, like cousins. It's so good to see you, Philbert. Phil. I don't really use the name Philbert anymore. Aw, I liked Philbert, but fine, whatever, things change. Speaking of which, look at how cut you are. Penny oohs and ahs over Phil's biceps. I'm not done training yet. I'm off to infantry school in a few days. I love how the base is close by. I'm hoping we can hang out more often now. We'll see. I'm gonna be busy enough as it is helping my dad with fundraisers on top of trying to pass the quals for recon. Oh, I'm having like a moment. I heard that program's brutal. I saw something on cable showing how most of the guys fail because of the insane swimming challenges. Ooh, swimming is actually incredibly hard. I did swimming for like 2 days in college. I used to swim recreationally in the gym as like part of my training program in my freshman year of college. And one of the members of the swim team, who was lifeguarding, saw me in the pool and was like, hey, you have a pretty nice stroke. Wink, wink. And so they actually asked me like if I was interested in joining the swim team, and they asked me to like try out. And so I did, and they actually like tried to bring me onto the swim team. I hung out with them and like did a practice. One practice. And I was like, oh, this is not for me. Because even though I had a nice stroke, quote unquote, I did not have the endurance of swimming because I wasn't actually a swimmer. I did it very briefly, very recreationally. And like, I couldn't even get through a practice. Swimming really takes the wind right out of you, especially if you're not too fit, like myself. Yep, swimming's where most of the poolies get dropped. So I've been training at the beach whenever I get the chance. Oh hey, guess who else knows a thing or two about swimming? Hold on, Penny, it's been a while. Oh, don't be modest. Phil, George was on his high school's varsity water polo team. What was your nickname again? I didn't have a nickname. Really? I could have sworn you had one. No, you're imagining things again, Penster. Wait, the Spanish Armada! Isn't that the greatest, Phil? They called him the Spanish Armada in high school. Didn't those guys get their asses kicked by the English? Well, yes, but, you know, they were a mighty force until then. You frantically chew another piece of bread. Anyway, can we all agree that water is dangerous? Even seasoned pros agree, right, George? Safety first. Right, nobody says safety second. So if you need a swim buddy, Phil, I'm sure the Spanish Armada here could help you out. You nearly choke. I'll keep that in mind. You sweat out the rest of brunch, pushing your baked ziti back and forth with a fork. You can tell if your stomach's a knot. You can't tell if your stomach is a knot because of Phil or the food. You're pretty sure things could have not gone worse. Phil leaves with Penny to go visit her uncle. You return home and head straight for the antacid tablets. Alright, so, meeting Philbert, I would rank, for me personally, that experience as awkward and not too pleasant. I didn't like the dialogue he had to say. I don't feel like we hit it off in conversation at all. If I was the character in this game and I'm dating these men, I would say Philbert for me is going to be a no. Nothing about that felt very fun to me. I did not actually enjoy myself playing that section of the game. So, back to the real me. On Valentine's Day, what is interesting is when I did meet up with this boy who asked me out through Snapchat, we did meet up and we had dinner. We had these really nice steaks that were incredibly delicious. And we ended up going back to his place and watching Blue Planet on Netflix, like the ocean show thing, which I never watched despite the fact that I work at an aquarium. And it was super cool. So I was super into it. It was a very nice time. We hit it off great. It was nice and whatever for what it was. But then it got very late at night and it was like time for me to be like, hey man, I need to go to sleep. And so I was still in Rochester is the thing. And my home is in Buffalo. And it was late at night and I was tired. And this guy, super incredibly nice, and not like a creepy way or a malicious way. It was like totally just a genuine offer of like, hey, if you want, you can spend the night here. In the context of like, I had to work in Rochester the very next morning and it's late at night. And so through a logical standpoint, it's like, I am 10 minutes away from my work here at this guy's apartment. It's like, you could spend the night there, take a 10-minute drive to work in the morning. You're good. I could even sleep in more than usual. It makes logical sense. If you're 10 minutes away from your work with a guy that you feel decent being around, and the guy is being very nice and saying, hey, it makes sense. You could spend the night here. It's not a big deal. But I have this weird complex about sleeping in other people's homes. And this goes like all the way back to like even when I was in high school, even with like friends that I had, like when I would go out drinking or doing teenager things that are appropriate with my friends, and they would be like spending the night over at one of my friends' houses, like crashing. I would refuse to do it. I'd be like, no, I want to go home into my own bed. I don't want to sleep at any of my friends' houses. I don't want to sleep with you at your home. It's such a weird complex. And I did it, again, on this Valentine's date, where I literally was like, thank you for the offer, but no thanks. And I drove Thursday night an hour and 10 minutes outside of Rochester to go to my house to sleep for about maybe like 3 hours in my own bed to then drive an hour and 10 minutes from Buffalo back into Rochester to go to work the next morning. And so as I was doing that, I was thinking like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, I let that complex get in the way where I made an illogical decision, non-logical. It would have made more sense to have just stayed where I was and taken a chill day and had a nice 10-minute drive to work. But I made things so much more over-complicated than they needed to be. Anyways, it's Wednesday. Let's see what's up. You take your exam. Uh-oh, there's an exam? Was I supposed to be studying? I didn't know there was an exam. Oh, this might be bad news for us. You doubt you passed. You're going to need to put in some extra hours to stay in school. Later that night. Hurry up, toast! I swear I'm so hungry I could eat a village of waist-high people made entirely of Spam. Oh, hey. It's an email from Lisa, the woman who runs the tutoring program at the Student Learning Center. You've established a nice rapport with Lisa after years of tutoring at the SLC on weekends. Occasionally, she sends you jobs for students who need extra one-on-one attention. You look over the job description. Interesting. She says this is a special assignment. You'd meet with a student this Thursday for a 2-hour session. The pay is higher than usual. You pause as your imagination runs wild. You envision a dark, handsome student stretched out across the bed. Whoa! This is our job. We have to be a professional. Let's not be so dirty. The son of a foreign dignitary, listening attentively as you teach him one dirty word after another. You mentally kick yourself. Man, I've got a good rep as a tutor. I gotta stop fantasizing like this. Accept the job, you can use the cash. Tell her no, you want to keep your schedule open. No, I should use... I'm all about this. This is actually realistic to me. I worked in my Student Learning Center, which was not the SLC. It was the Student Success Center, the SSC. But same difference. You tell her yes. She emails you the time, place, and date, but strangely enough, not a name. Thursday. Oh, are we just skipping right to it? Okay. Let's tutor someone. I'm ready. What subject are we tutoring? I hope it's science. After class, you head over to the address Lisa gave you. You double-check the info on your phone, make your way to the porch of a 2-story townhouse a few blocks from the west end of campus. You ring the doorbell and wait. No answer. You knock. After a minute, you hear a booming voice. It's open! Whoa, dude, look at this guy. Are we in a frat house? You're confronted by an impossibly large, beautifully carved statue of a man. Look at those muscles. You speak in slow, steady tones, enunciating each syllable to make sure he understands you. Oh, let's not be rude about it. My name is George. I am here to tutor you in English. Oh, fuck me. We're tutoring English? What a dumb subject. I want to do science. Tutor me in English? Oh, is this like a foreign guy? Oh, whoops. Actually, I must be looking for... So, just because I'm not white, you assume I need remedial English lessons? Oh no, he can speak English. Pardon me, son, my bad. He is not. He's okay, he's got it down. No, it was just that I was given very little info. How about I turn your face with my fist? Tutor your face with my fist. Whoa, I was just given a time and address. I assumed I'd be tutoring whoever answered the door. Wait, what? Hey, I'm just playing with you, bro. I'm known for being a funny guy, man. Just don't make me have to raise your awareness. I hate when I gotta do that. Anyway, they must have given you the wrong address, bro. Team policy is to hire smoking hot babes. And you are neither smoking hot nor a babe. So run along now, dude-tor. There must be some mistake. I'm not intimidated by you, fathead. Whoa, nope. I think he could kick our ass. Let's be careful. What do you mean I'm not smoking out? Check out these nipples. Show him your nips. Oh my god. That is way too forward. No, we are not this forward. We are very nerdy and innocent. We just want to tutor. Yo, Bo! Oh, a second giant appears. Oh my god, can you imagine just being like sandwiched between that? Roman, I see you've met Matthews, the tutor. You take a step back, try not to stare too long. It is a large appliance-like girth. The hallway seems to be shrinking, and you feel very small. Bo, you did not, bro. I did. I asked the gal at the learning center to send a male tutor for Brad. A smart, responsible nerd of a man. Look at him. You can tell he's the kind of guy who'd rather do extra credit than go to a party. What's going on? You're joking, right? You have one of the girls help Brad already. Roman, the last thing my brother needs is one of our so-called tutors writing his papers and trying to get his Peter in any hole they can. Whoa. Fine, get talking, donkey, get a talk. I cannot fucking read today. This is going so bad. Get a talking donkey to tutor your dumbass brother for all I care. Just stay out of my personal business. Have fun, dude Tor. You've got your work cut out for you. I blame the writing. I think this is poorly written dialogue. Matthews, the coordinator, gave you a glowing commendation, and now that you're standing here, I see why. You seem like the kind of man another man could trust with his little sister. Well, actually, Bo cuts you off. Now listen, Matthews, the football program here has been nothing short of a culture shock for my brother. A semester of women, drugs, and alcohol has compromised Brad's virtue and his motivation to hit the books. You're here to turn that around before it affects his play on the football field. Brad already has the highest freshman passer rating in our school's history. I can't let him screw up his future. He'll lose his scholarship if he flunks English again. I want you to ensure Brad doesn't succumb to the endless temptations that have driven other lesser men to ruin it. You should be aware you'll start off on a probationary period. We'll see how it goes for 2 or 3 sessions before we make a commitment. Can I put my trust in you, Matthews? Fine, I guess. Excellent! Something tells me you're going to be just the influence Brad needs. Don't let me down, or my brother, or the team, or Orlin. But especially, not me. Brad's in his room, 2nd floor, 3rd door to your left.